Welcome to my Pokemon laboratory. I'm Professor Ivory. What can I help you with this afternoon? You're here to pick up your first Pokemon? Well, the choosing ceremony was actually a couple of hours ago, so the Charmander, Squirtle, and Bulbasaur have all been taken by trainers that were on time. I understand, but actually, I do have one Pokemon left, but it's gonna take a very committed trainer. And I'm not quite sure yet that you're up to the task. There is a couple of questions I have to ask first. They're quite serious. Are you ready? Okay. First question. Are you a boy or a girl? Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to offend you. I just need to know from my records, and I can't really tell with that haircut. Okay. And what's the date today? And the time? Oh, thank you. Okay, so now that we have that sorted, I suppose I can introduce you to the Pokemon I have available and see if you two get along. Though I doubt it. He's got quite an ill temperament. He's even zapped me a couple of times. But let's see. He's in shelf 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So, do you know much about Pokemon? You have chosen it as your profession, so I hope you know at least a few things about it. So, you're aware of Pokeballs? Yes? Well, this one right here holds the Pokemon that might soon be your friend. Yes, he is quite a lot bigger than this ball. It's quite an advanced technology that shrinks the Pokemon into the ball. But don't worry, it's quite a nice environment in there. You'd be surprised. Just, it's not fit for humans, so don't try getting yourself sucked into that. Okay, so I'm gonna release and let's see what comes out. Alright. Okay. Do you know what he is? Ready? It's a Pikachu. Now don't laugh. I know Pikachu is quite a cute Pokemon, but they're also quite formidable if trained correctly. So, do you know what type of Pokemon Pikachu is? That's right, an electric Pokemon. Which means they're able to shoot electricity from themselves. This comes from the sacs here. And also, to be honest, through their tail, which acts as a kind of grounding rod. So, he's a little bit sleepy. So, oh my god, okay. Do you want to try and hold him for a little bit? Yeah? Right, so there you go. Ooh, a little bit of a zap. You still have most of your hair, so it could have been worse, Okay, so do you know much about other Pokemon? a bit. I do know quite a lot about Pokemon as I am a professor. But, so would you like me to give you a little bit of an introduction to some of the Pokemon you might find in the tall grass? Yeah? Okay. Well, I have miniature versions of those that you will encounter or could encounter in the wild. One of them could have been yours this morning. Which one were you planning to choose this morning? Charmander? A popular choice. But the one I have here is a Bulbasaur. Bulbasaur is a grass type Pokemon. They're not too commonly found in the areas around these parts. You can find them in other areas around the world. They have a bulb on their back, from which most of their power comes from. They evolve twice after Bulbasaur. Firstly into Ivysaur and Venusaur. But Bulbasaur is the cutest version, as most level 1 Pokemon are. So, I have another one here. And who's that Pokemon? Ooh, sorry about that. Bit of a jolt there. Well, I guess, did you guess correctly? It is a Jigglypuff, that's right. Like Pikachu's, Jigglypuffs are quite cute. One of their best abilities, to be honest, is Sing, how much they lull their opponent into a deep sleep. Yes, those stories are true about the Jigglypuff that went on a bit of a rampage quite a few years ago. It would sing, everyone would fall asleep, and when they awoke, their faces were covered in silly drugs. Yes, it was a very serious epidemic. So that's Jigglypuff. I wouldn't necessarily recommend getting a Jigglypuff for battle. It is useful, but there's quite a few better Pokemon out there in regards to battling, which I assume is the main goal of yours. Yes? Well, one of the nearest gyms to here is Cerulean City Gym, which is a water gym. And that is particularly going to be useful for you if Pikachu decides to choose you today. Because, yes, that's right. Electric Pokemon are particularly successful against water Pokemon. It's very effective. And I have a water Pokemon here. Do you know what it is? Give you a hint. It's 2 cannons protruding from its back. Yes, it's a Blastoise, which is the evolved form of Squirtle and Wartortle. Yes, that's right. So, Blastoise is the final evolution of Squirtle, which is another Pokemon you could have got today if you were on time. And it's a very powerful Pokemon. The water that can blast from its cannons is immensely powerful. Honestly, I could probably cut through human skin. Or blast this way through human skin, I should say. Okay. I also have a few cards that detail a few other Pokemon. Let's see what I have. Oh. And here's the other Pokemon you could have got this morning. The Charmander. Which of course is a fire type Pokemon. And I guess on the plus side, without a lot of training, would have been pretty useless against this really insidious gym leader Misty. What else do we have? Ghastly, which is ghost type, psychic type. I don't know, I don't deal too much in these kinds of Pokemon. Yes, it says that it's a gas Pokemon. It's quite scary. I don't really want to run into them in a dark alley, or even a lit one, to be honest. It's a Pokemon that Misty might have. A Seeking. Which is the second level of Goldeen. Now, the horn on their heads are quite formidable, but again, they are just oversized goldfish. I'm gonna go for something with a little bit more bite, I think. Now, I do have one here, and it's quite a rare Pokemon. You're only likely to find it in the Safari Zone. And it's a Dratini. They're quite beautiful Pokemon, and their evolved forms are even more powerful. But sometimes some Pokemon are better left alone. Let's see what else I have. Yeah, I'll just show you one last one. It's a Meowth. There was a Meowth who used to run with a gang a while back. You may have heard of them? Team Rocket? Yes. Not quite as well known these days. There's quite a few other more teams that want to destroy the world and get all the Pokemon, among other things. But it's safe to say Team Rocket were definitely the first. Quite a cute Pokemon, obsessed with gold, very greedy. The evolved form Persian is quite beautiful. I might actually show you one more. It's potentially one of my favorite Pokemon. It's the Pokemon that helped me win or gain this gym badge. I wear it around my neck because it was the last gym badge I ever got, and honestly it's quite beautiful. So it's a Firestone. But you have to be careful because people play with fire. It can be a little bit crazy, a little bit dangerous. And trust me, I'm not dangerous, but it might be a little bit of a formal. So one of my favorite Pokemon is Ninetales. A luxurious Pokemon you might see on the covers of some Pokemon magazines. There is quite a few supermodel Vulpixes and Ninetales. It's, as I said, a fire-type Pokemon. Has beautiful white fur and gets its name from the 9 tails it has. Very powerful Pokemon, the evolved form of Vulpix. Okay, well, you want to hand Pikachu back over to me for a second. We'll see how he's reacted to this. There we go. Okay, well, now that he's woken up some more, he does seem a lot happier. And honestly, it's not an expression I've seen too often on his face. So, with the knowledge that I've given you, and potentially, and what I've seen you and your potential today, I think it's safe to say that you may be able to tame this Pikachu, and it will become your friend, and potentially your number 1 Pokemon. So, if you treat him well, massage his electricity sacs often, keeps him from sparking out unexpectedly. Just might win a few gym badges of your own. Okay. But he may seem happy now, but he will require a lot of care. Alright. So, I'll give you back your Pikachu. Sometimes it's best to leave Pokemon outside of their balls for a while, especially when you're starting to get to know them. And I'll give you this Pokeball. That one's yours. And I'll give you a couple others as well, so you can start your journey with you're all well equipped. So you can only carry 6 Pokemon at a time, but as you catch more of them, they'll be immediately transported back to this lab. So I'll take care of them all when they're not in your belt. And they will play outside there during the day in my lab, outside my lab. And they're very well taken care of, so don't you worry about that. So did you have any more questions for me? Yes, you will be able to contact me at any Pokemon Center for if you need assistance or advice, or if you just want to know how your Pokemon here are going. I'm happy to let you know. Okay, well, good luck on your adventure. Even though you were late, I'm glad you still turned up. It reminds me of a story that my colleague Professor Oak told me about a young boy who also had a Pikachu. And they have an incredible bond, so hopefully that's what you will have with this Pokemon too. Okay.